Check out more cool videos at thecutup.net. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/thecutup.
Okay, everyone, places, places!
Oops.
Action!
When you think of children's movies, you normally think of movies like Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, The Lion King, something to that effect, something safe. But in 1978, I think they had a little bit of a different approach, because Watership Down is the scariest children's film I've ever seen. Originally written and published in 1972 by Richard Adams, Watership Down is a story about a warren or colony of rabbits that sense something wicked approaching their land, and they attempt to flee it, to find a new, safer home. Along the way, the rabbits struggle to find this place, showing you the grimacing nature of rabbits. In the beginning, we meet Fiver and Hazel, two unimportant rabbits in their warren, Fiver even being the runt of the community. However, Fiver has a vision of blood in the fields. With their request to leave falling on long deaf ears, they decide to leave anyway. With half of the colony putting blind faith into Fiver and Hazel, they set off in search of greener pastures. You would think, armed with 8 rabbits times 4, maybe there were 7, or was there not? With however many rabbits, 4 feet per rabbit, that they'd have at least a little bit of luck on their side, right? But alas, life for a rabbit is hard. Now, author Richard Adams based the book on his war stories, but used rabbits as a way to tell his daughters about them. It's hard to believe that a father was telling his daughters about stories like, "And then Bigwig was snared by a hunter's trap, bleeding profusely. And, while he approached death, the other rabbits decided to pull the snare out, and, while doing so, with every second, he bled out of every orifice." You get the picture. Now, I haven't read the book, but this is how the cartoon movie presents it.
The splinter's prick you. It's hard to breathe, but the peg's nearly through.
Fiver, you go in. I can't feel him breathing.
It's broken in two. It's free.
Personally, if I had a child, I'd have a hard time saying, yeah, this is a classic for all to see. Sure, some may argue that it's not for kids, but it's been well established that most cartoons, especially with talking animals, are for kids. They could have at least put in a new character that stood out for kids to ignore the violence, death, and drama, but unfortunately, none of the characters stand out. Except for Bigwig, and that's just because he has hair. Well, I guess they do have one standout kids character. Do we really have to talk about him? This bird named Kihar. Assuming he was supposed to be the hero for the kids, could they pick a more annoying character?
You stupid bunnies! You got no mates! Where are mates? Where are cheeks? Plenty trouble for you! You need mates!
He even tries to crack jokes, but he's so annoying and the movie and the score are so serious it can never break through.
We're ready. We leave at sunset.
Ah, ready, good.
There will be lots of us. We'll meet you at the Iron Bridge. Sunset.
Good, good.
There's just no room for laughs in Watership Down. Partnered with the fun topics of war, death, and the pursuit of freedom is some scary imagery.
Couldn't get out. There was a strange sound. You see, the air turned bad.
Despite it being a cartoon, Watership Down is an allegory similar to Animal Farm, where animals are used to portray real-life situations, where children might not understand it regardless of it being frightening or not. I'm not saying I dislike the film, far from it, but it definitely fits more with that of a film student to write their dissertation on. On that note, the film should really be thought of as a fairy tale for adults, kind of like Pan's Labyrinth or Where the Wild Things Are. A violent, yet whimsical film.
All right, guys, that's a wrap.
Oops.